Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you all like it, please like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day.
And you can tell that not just from the wax itself, you can also tell by the wicks and the style of which they did it and how often they had to do it. Really told you about the person and their means in the community. So for example, somebody who had like a tallow candle, and these aren't tallow, but tallow is rendered animal fat, okay, would be of lower means because they were cheaper candles. They could not afford a higher quality candle. And tallow is not a high quality candle, does not produce a high quality candle. When it burns, it smells like McDonald's, which maybe is good, but it melts very, very quickly. It produces a lower light, high smoke point, or excuse me, low smoke point, so it smokes quite a bit. Creates a lot of soot, things like that, a lot of mess in the house. But you know, if you need light and you're not making any money, then that works out just fine, right? But somebody of higher means would potentially have beeswax, so less smoke, less actual wax melt, so there's less mess. It burns slower. You're going to get 6 to 8 hours out of a good beeswax candle versus maybe 2 out of a tallow candle. And it's a slightly brighter candle, and it smells sweet as well. And then you really move up the chain to bayberry. Bayberry has almost no wax melt. It comes from the bayberry bush. And then further up you hit spermaceum. And spermaceum would be the best candle you can get in the 1700s. So any idea where you can get spermaceum from? I'm going to leave that one open to anybody who wants to propose an idea. No? It comes from the head of a sperm whale. Oh, thank you. And so that's illegal now. Can't have spermaceum candles anymore. So this one's almost done. So really the candles themselves speak to the kind of person that had them, and even the wicks. So somebody of low end would have a wick like this in the 1700s, and this is flax. And what's really cool about candles and wicking with wicks is that when candles burn, it's not the wick that actually burns. It's actually the wax that burns, right? And the wick's purpose is why it's called a wick, is to draw the melted wax up to the flame, okay? Which is why a high quality candle will actually have no wax melt, which means that the wick can draw up at a rate that could be burned, and they are the same, right? The wax can melt at a rate that the wick can draw it, that it can burn. It all equals the same, so the highest quality candles get no actual melt themselves. So something like cotton, so like your cotton clothes, or hemp, which is really prevalent here in the backcountry because hemp grows like crazy here, right? Hemp wicks, they draw stuff up really well. But then you get something like this, which is flax. So linen, okay, is not great for candles, but they would still use them because this was cheap, right? So person of lowest means would tend to have a tallow candle with a linen or a flax wick to that. And what's kind of interesting about this is, so we use linen now for like sportswear because it repels and it dries out really quickly, right? That is not a good quality for a candle. You do not want to repel the wax. You want to absorb the wax. And so what you end up getting is a very beautiful candle with a wick that starts out really nice, but that can't draw anything, so you end up burning the wick. And you have this beautiful candle with no wick out of it. So it takes a lot to actually make a really good flax wick, and to braid it correctly to where it will actually absorb some of the material that it's trying to promote the burning of. So yeah, it's the interesting part about the history of how candles fall into play. Anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to bring it in, you're going to keep it open with your hand a little bit. You're going to bring it in, and it's going to hit the bottom, and you're going to let it fall like sideways. You're going to hold it, okay? You're going to completely submerge this thing, and you're going to pull it out straight up, okay? But you have to do it quickly. So down, straight up, okay? What we're going to try to do now is create an actual taper. Okay, because we see we're starting to get a little bit of taper, but it's still more kind of conical in shape. This one's doing a nice little taper. Okay, doing that dip and pull out will start to promote the actual taper at the top. So this is maybe two dips until we're done.
So just scratch my hand because I'll wait till this.
until you feel it hit the bottom.
Okay.
Yep. Hold up. There we go. Yeah. See, now we're getting a little bit cleaner top. Yep. This one we need a little bit deeper in there. There we go. So now we're starting to get just a little taper at the top. So we want that little taper at the top, otherwise it'll burn weird. Okay. So that one I would say is actually done. So that's probably 14 dips to get there. This one I think we're at maybe 6 right now. So it's between 12 and 15 dips tends to give you a good enough candle. Really what you're looking for is not necessarily length, you're looking for the sort of the width at the bottom. Something that would typically fit into a candle holder, right? They're all typically about the same size. So you're looking for about that width. Too small, it won't hold. Too fat, it won't fit. Yep. Story of one's life. All right. Put you to work. So keep them even. Straight in, straight out. This one's just straight in, straight out.
Okay.
You'll feel it hit the bottom.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay.
Right, and we see how the color changed to white. So we won't do this again until it goes back to yellow, because that means it's hard, right? And the temperature of the candle itself has dropped back down. And we need that to happen. That way it can absorb, it can take on more wax. Otherwise, we put this in, we're gonna lose the layer of wax, because that's hot wax. Yeah. So we're gonna lose the layer of wax that's on there. We don't want to lose the wax. So we're gonna let that cool for a quick minute. I'm gonna put you to work now. All right. So get them, let them calm down a little bit, and then straight in, straight out. You keep on working so I can eat my lunch.